Pills. They say the older you get, the more of them you need. Abner always had an instinct to contest pharmaceutical companies. Not drugs, pharmaceutical companies. They seemed to him an intrinsic cog in the machinery of a society that he grew to resent more and more with each passing year. That is, of course, until he found the beautiful little white pill of his dreams. Taking a Zoloft after brushing his teeth every morning was like waking up and saying, "Hello world, go fuck yourself." When he arrived at the grocery store, he made a beeline to the frozen section. In just a few short months, his shopping list had changed from booze and condoms to ice cream and lotion. The advent of this shift was a nearly fatal wound to Abner's ego, from which he thought he may never recover. But with these little white pills, the wound was finally beginning to mend. The shame and embarrassment was being sifted away to leave behind a small, shining nugget of peace of mind. The shift was subtle at first. As he spoke to an attractive cashier, he noticed that his heartbeat did not accelerate in its usual manner. As he walked back to his car, he was surprised to hear silence in his mind. The usual torrential downpour of thoughts and feelings that bombarded him as he was extricated from social situations was on vacation. Every day, Abner cared less and less. Before long, all that really concerned him were his evening talks with an old friend and overnight masturbation binges. The talks were deep and insightful, and the masturbation was physically transcending. He couldn't see anything outside of his routine to be worth an expenditure of effort, and maybe that's a crying shame, but to him, it was more like a saving grace. Finally, he was given respite from his never-ending search for the horizon. Finally, there was nowhere he needed to be other than where he was. He never wasted time because time wasn't his to waste. Abner had no qualms with his new existence. He found it rather enjoyable, but it brought an unsolvable question to mind. Who was the real Abner? Was his old restless soul, his true self, just rattling around inside of him? Had he caged himself like an animal? Were either of them real at all, or just masks? And behind the masks, who was there? Was there anyone there at all, or just a formless void prepared to take the shape of any identity that collided with it? But every time, just before he was consumed by the state of philosophical paradox, his raging fire was extinguished by those beautiful little white pills.